People were playing a lot of D-Shift, Dimension Shift, and now, at least in the tournament meta, at least in the context of Shadowverse Open, a lot of people are starting to bring Neutral Rune. It's coming back a lot. What do you think are the advantages of that over something like Daria, or D-Shift, or Burn Rune? Why do we choose Neutral as the standout deck?
I honestly can't tell you that one. I don't like Neutral one bit. I think that if you're going to play an aggressive rune, Dirt Burn Rune is better, and if you're going to play, you know, board focused, it's probably just a more consistent version of Daria, realistically, in practice.
Yeah, I would say this harks back to when Neutral was insane with Alice and all that kind of stuff, and Neutral Rune was actually the best package to put it in outside of Blood once Spawn of the Abyss got nerfed. So I feel like it's kind of just a carryover. It's still just a really strong mid-range deck. It's just not anywhere near as potent because Felice also got nerfed. So it's still good.
Yeah.
And
to be fair,
it's better
Felice
than
can
Neutral
still just
Forest.
Force Evolve to get Storm, so she just can't enhance. So.
Right. I mean, it can still push out damage a little bit faster than Neutral Force, and it doesn't require a specific card to do it. It can just be consistent.
But anyway, Exo, let's talk about this game right here. Marmotte's hand looking great, looking symmetrical and perfect. I love it.
That's right. He's got the Elf Song for 4. He's got Wood of Brambles to fill up the board and trade very easily. Spiderweb Imp, usually an amazing card against Elf because you have all these tiny little fairies, or Forest rather, because you have all these tiny fairies. But Wood of Brambles, being the amazing card that we've been talking about, does all kinds of work.
Right, amazing is the word you're going to use for it. Very annoying is the word I'm going to use for it.
Sure.
These two one-attack followers are now going to do 4 damage to this this Spiderweb Imp.
That's right. And in case you guys were wondering why Water Fairy has been taken out instead of Goblin, essentially, is what we've been seeing in most of the lists, it's because of this particular reason. It can stay in play.
Right, Goblin sticks for more than 1 wood attack.
That's right. And now this is just, this is a beautiful hand from BestMarmotte, drawing all the cards he wants to. Has a backup Liza to fill up a board against possibly a turn 5 Belphegor and a Diabolic Drain.
Oh, that Elf Song. Oh my gosh. 8/8 in stats on the board turn 4. Are we playing Atomy? I don't know. Like, I can't tell.
Right. That's right. Besides the opts of the trade too, I like it. Just playing super safe.
Oh, Hungering Horde.
So, as I mentioned, most players opting not to play it anymore. Still good in Vengeance Blood.
Oh, it's good. I think Hungering Horde's just good overall. I think it's a great card. Excellent.
And followed by Urias against Forest. Probably the best blood card single-handedly against Forest because of how Forest has to play.
Urias will get some damage against Forest. I don't know. Hungering Horde's pretty good too. They play a lot of cards with the same name, so named Fairy. So
that's true. However, Marmot does have a good way past this. Liza evolved before playing out the rest of his hand. Ooh.
Right. Ooh. Never mind. Okay. Okay. Marmotte's choosing to just eat this Urias. All right. Yeah. All right, Marmot. He ate that Urias. If he was gonna play it this way, he should have done it the opposite direction, so these fairies would have the damage debuff from Liza, but they don't this way.
Right.
And he just chose to eat the damage there.
I think this turn was massive misordering, and now opens up that Diabolic Drain Belphegor turn, like I was telling you, where if he played his Liza the other way. It
actually allows Diabolic Drain to happen here, yep.
Yep. Marmot, my man, ordering.
The order did matter. I think he should have waited a bit longer before calling the waitress over, since that was
That's right.
quite incorrect.
I like that. I like that right there. That was funny, Envy.
I know. I'm pretty funny. I'm used to it. Yeah.
So now I thought Marmot was in a perfect position, but now kind of giving away a lot of his value, taking a bunch of extra damage, will allow these Dark Generals to come down and be a lot more potent.
And I mean, realistically, you know, that extra damage is probably not going to matter immediately, since Pain does have to play a more reactive game, having going second and being against an aggro deck. he has to respect Marmotte's ability to set up this board and set up a Blessed Fairy Dancer, because he knows that he has it. So
that's true. So realistically, I think the best possible. Oh, gonna push into Vengeance right here, as opposed to keeping him right outside of Vengeance.
That's very interesting.
No respect given. So I feel like it will be Spiderweb Imp and Dark General. Dark General probably goes face, and Spiderweb Imp goes evolution into something.
Air Jammer though.
Air Jammer's good, but it doesn't set up a ward 100% of the time, like you said. When you want the wards, you're gonna get Blood Wolves.
It will 100% put one. It'll pull Urias Blood Wolf probably, if we're being realistic.
That's fair.
But I think that's good enough. You kill 2 that way, so I think that's fine. Well, actually, you don't. Never mind. Blood Wolf can't do anything because what if Brambles is actually that good? Yeah.
Because that card is amazing.
That's one word for it. Yeah.
So he could opt for a double trade here and play safe. I don't mind it. I feel like I would try to set up lethal for next turn and go face with the Dark
double trade
General.
Is absolutely necessary because of Dance of Death, Blessed Fairy Dancer. So he has to.
Oh, right. You're right. Dance of Death. Yeah.
I'm gonna rest for a bit.
Right. Had he left that, ooh, Airbound Barrage. Uh-oh.
That was a disgusting draw.
Uh-oh.
That will allow multiple Blessed Fairy Dancers if need be, but opts to not go for it this turn.
Could just set up fairies this turn. Realistically, you can't kill, but next turn you could just double Fairy Dancer. So, okay, he goes for it now. All right.
Leaving it open to be destroyed.
Right.
I gotta say, Marmotte's ordering this game
though.
is leaving a lot on the table here. I'm not sure about his game plan.
I mean, you might just win though. I mean, Emerald could come down and kill 2 of these, but that leaves you open to 3 damage, and it looks like that's the plan. So it will die. We'll see if that's gonna matter. It probably will, unless he top decks another one.
Probably will. This was like guaranteed lethal this turn. Gave it away.
Yeah, it was. Unless he's lucky. Ooh. Never lucky.
Yeah, so Airbound Barrage will have to come down to clear this Emeralda. Realistically, BestMarmotte's still not in a bad spot. However, these Emeraldas are going to do a lot of work to keeping this board clear. Maybe not enough, though. This is about to be another full board here.
Right, yeah. We can just flood this up with fairies, realistically.
That's right. However, if this Dark Air Jammer can pull a miracle double Spiderweb Imp,
ooh,
the game
what
might
if
be right
Brambles,
back on.
when it wasn't really necessary, could have just filled the board with fairies?
Again, giving an option to Pain to possibly clear a board with a top deck Diabolic Drain or something like that.
Also, Hungering Horde is a card.
Yes, Hungering Horde is a card.
Ooh!
And draws the Drain.
Oh my gosh.
I'm biting my nails for Marmot here. I really want him to win this game because I feel like he had the draw to do it, but throwing a lot of value away here. So now he's just in a top deck. I've got to get lucky mode
He's
now.
in top deck mode, 100%. Yeah, he's definitely. Oh!
Ooh,
that's
so
close. Oh my god. Oh no. If he does this now and Pain draws a ward somehow.
Yeah, still in the same spot. Pain's not dead yet. That's the important thing to note.
He gets a second drain here. He gets Hungering Horde. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Hungering Horde, Drain, double Spiderweb Imp, because that Wood Brambles is going away. Ooh, now the options are open.
Ward?
There's one.
He got a ward.
That's enough for right now.
For right now, Airbound Barrage would be lethal though. Or anything
like,
with Rush.
Almost everything is lethal, except for like... that's
not
it.
Liza! Liza's not lethal!
That's not it. Oh no, and now BestMarmotte's in a position where his entire board's gonna get wiped for basically free.
Damage he took earlier is gonna come in handy for Pain closing this game out.
That's right, so we're looking at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 at the moment. Can't play these Blood Wolves.
Yeah. If he gets drained off the Belphegor, though, it heals him. Sabor heals him.
Brewer's insane, but it doesn't kill anything, but it will heal him, which is super important.
It heals him. That's important. Because he can attack the 2/2 here with this 4/1, right? And then heal.
Yeah, I like this line of play a lot.
I love this. Love this.
Goes for the ward. Can't hate on this either.
Goes for the full clear. Just nothing you can do. I actually didn't heal, so one Dance of Death. I don't think he has a third, though. Water
Oh,
Fairy.
it has Water Fairies. Oh,
And
yeah.
he
And
just
BestMarmotte
surrenders.
just
The board has
throwing in the
lethal.
towel.
Marmot!
Wow.
I really do think that goes back to that turn where he played out the Blessed Fairy Dancer, let it die, didn't hold on to it.
The original taking
100%.
extra damage from Urias and kind of not protecting with Liza hurt him a little bit, but not enough to lose him the game. But yes,
Right, yeah. It was
Blessed Fairy
obvious.
Dancer
It was
actually just threw in the
Right,
towel,
it-
kind of.
so.
All right,
Oh,
well,
God,
Payne's
that was-
showing that he's no slough. He knows exactly what he's doing. BestMarmotte faltering a little bit again in week 2. See if he can pick it back up.
I want Marmot to find his footing, man. I want him to, show
I
what we saw.
I think BestMarmotte, like I told you, we actually talked about this before the cast too. BestMarmotte seemed like Akamar Red when he qualified for NGE, and since then, it hasn't been feeling that way. So I really want to see him pick it back up. Question I want to ask you and be real quick. PDK. So we haven't talked about it today. It was completely gone last week. It's back this week. Almost everybody has PDK. Tell me why.
I think realistically, Japanese players have brought back PDK. They decided there's like whatever, this is good. We're gonna play it. They're also playing a bunch of other spicy things like Otahime and a lot of other
That's
things.
true. Somebody
I
today
think
might be
that,
playing
we've always
Otahime.
followed Japan, right? So
Yep. Realistically, I think it just goes to show that PDK is not bad. It just took an extra week for people to catch back up to realizing that it's still a decent deck.
right, it's just not insanely good, right? It's not
Right.
absurd. Right? It's definitely playable. It's not instant auto ban anymore, which
Right,
is
exactly.
great.
Stop this-
Honestly, I think that's fine. That's where it
It's
should
great,
be,
yeah.
right?
As long as if Dragon has a good deck, that's fine. If it has a, well, I don't want to venture into broken territory, but if it has a deck that's a little too good,
Well, we don't say broken. We just say unfair.
Yeah.
It's fine to call
Yeah,
it unfair.
unfair.
you know?
Yeah.
Unfair against certain matchups, fair against others, right?
right, absolutely.
May the forest be at peace.
I like this. So BestMarmotte has a good curve here, and he's got the initiative, even being on the draw, which is where you really like to be because you get the extra Evo points. And Payne not really having a lot to do right now, unless he draws into something.
Ooh, what do you think of Master Draconic Arts?
I really like it. So when I was playing this deck, my go-to card was Rahab because everybody was playing PDK, and you need to just have turns where you can put up a ward to stop lethal damage so that you can produce lethal, and it protects your board. It's a really nice card,
Right.
has a lot of toughness. But this card costs 3, works with PDK, and also gives you wards. So realistically, it was a card I overlooked. I think it's much better, and I really like it. This and Imprisoned
I was
Dragon
spamming
kind
it.
of
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah.
are like dual purpose. It really just depends on where you want the power level to come from. But I think this is the best option because it can always attack.
Really, really nice clash effect that it has. While we talk about though, Payne's hand is absolutely terrible, absolute garbage.
Yeah, this is not what you want. No way to ramp. Going to be away from PDK for at least another 2 turns.
Right. Usually, used to and before the nerf, on the play PDK, you could just slap it down, on curve or whatever. It's a 1/5. It's hard to trade into it. It helps you, control the board some, and that would matter a lot in this matchup. But now that PDK is a 1/3, if they can attack it, it's very bad. So
Very bad. Yeah, actually
Yeah.
very easily dealt with and going into BestMarmotte's Evo turn. So definitely not where you want to be putting it.
like the Master Draconic Arts just comes down, but I mean Marmot can evolve first, so Liza's gonna get in here and get some chip damage.
In my mind, Envy, maybe you can help me with this comparison. I think that Wood of Brambles is pretty much just like PDK. It doesn't deal damage to face, but it puts down this board presence that you can't attack into. You can't rightfully kill it very easily, and it kind of just owns the board for as long as it's out.
PDK,
All right, I'll take it. It's not
PDK,
PDK.
PDK does something very unique in the sense that it rewards you for playing followers that just can't trip themselves.
That's fair.
Whereas
For
Brambles,
those of you not familiar, real quick with cantripping, just when you play a card, it draws a card, so it refills your hand.
right? And Brambles has a. I see where you're going with this. I see the logic train. Like I can follow that. I can get on. I can purchase a ticket and everything.
Good.
But
Good. I'm not completely off base. That's what I was.
No,
hoping
you're not
for.
completely off base. No, definitely. But I just don't think the comparison is 100%. Yeah. So
To me, it's just like it's this threat that's really hard to deal with. It has very good control of the board. It has multiple uses. I don't know. I think they're both really good cards. I think PDK is now on a level closer to
yeah.
Wood of Brambles than it ever was before. I'll tell you that much.
I honestly think PDK's the much fairer version of PDK that we have now is actually very comparable. Yeah, I feel you.
And one thing that I would like to point about BestMarmotte's deck, he is not going with the Hyperia plan today. He put Cynthia's in his deck, and we can kind of see that hurt him a little bit this turn. Just this turn, though, because next turn he's going to be able to obviously have a full board with Cynthia, so it'll be interesting to see the damage comparison.
And realistically, Liza is just really good against anything PDK was going to try to do if Payne's hand wasn't also just garbage anyway. So
Right. We'll have PDK with Ivory Dragon, so not the worst possible, but again, with that Liza, not going to do what it needs to do here.
Bamu would be good, but he hasn't drawn any ramp. He could ramp himself to an unusable 8. But without Sybil, this is going to look pretty bad. I think he's just dead, actually.
Yeah, I think he might just be dead. I think this is an easy trade into the 3-2. You might just have to play the PDK here, honestly. The only other plan is Forte face and just pray that they don't kill you. Because this does set up lethal, technically.
Technically.
Or no, it
Not
doesn't,
Airbound
because
Barrage,
there's only
though.
one Evo. Never mind. There's only one Evo.
Oh, traits. Wow. Really respecting that damage.
I like it. And here we get to see Cynthia run wild. I can't imagine any other play. I guess I could see playing Liza here. But, nah, come on.
Cynthia's good. Cynthia's great. Liza's going to happen, though. So.
Yep. We'll go with the Liza plan. I mean, this is respectable. This stops Breath of the Salamander. This stops PDK. I don't believe this is a wrong choice. Just different play.
I think Marmotte's just on the plan of let Cynthia, end the game. Let me get value out of Liza's first. Let Cynthia finish the actual game.
Don't mind it at all.
Sybil finally. Okay, that's pretty good.
That's right. And
Doesn't stop
Payne,
you from-
without the ability to ramp early, can't play this Bahamut fast enough.
Yeah, this Bahamut will be great. You don't actually not die here, though, so... I'm not sure why he drew cards there. I don't think you can find anything that matters. Except for... No, Master Dracona cards will matter. Never mind. That's not true.
Master.
As Master.
Can't keep relying on you, Dragon.
Besides that, PDK is off the table.
A dance to make the world blue.
Alright, so we're looking at 5, 6, 7 damage in play and plenty of damage in hand. So BestMarmotte's going to take this one.
Right. Yeah, BestMarmotte's going to finish off with Cynthia. I never thought I'd say that in 2017.
Might not. It could have finished off with Dance to Death, Elf Song.
That's true. Yeah, he could have finished with anything realistically. Yeah, this is BestMarmotte with a style win. I like it.
This ends here.
Exactly full. Perfect.
Someday I'll be like you.
So now evened up, we're going to see a new PDK versus D-Shift.
What do you think that
Well,
goes,
I don't
buddy?
think we've seen this one yet. I don't know. I don't
We
know
haven't.
if PDK is fast enough. I mean, there's still Fortes. Fortes have always been good against D-Shift.
Right.
So I think it really just comes down to how fast those are drawn. Again, if Payne can draw ramp into doing that faster, because if he doesn't and he kind of stalls out like he's doing this game, he's going to have a tough time.
That is true. Very true. I do believe, I always feel personally that every deck that I go against has the upper advantage. But I think that D-Shift should. I think you're right. I don't think PDK is quite fast enough.
I think it's just like it's old Storm Dragon. If it can go crazy ramp into multiple Fortes, I think it has an
However-
easy chance to beat D-Shift.
I guess you're looking for a
I will amend that a little bit. Marmotte is playing an interesting version of D-Shift. It sounds weird to call this interesting, but he's still playing 3 sorcery catch, which is something that we've as D-shift players gotten rid of. They're great in the mirror, but they're really slow in every other matchup.
Right.
So he's not playing the 3 Fiery Embrace, 1 Merlin, no Sword Cash list. He's playing an older list that just kind of shoved owls in. So.
Yep. I mean, realistically, it's about
See.
comfort level, right? Maybe you find those sorcery caches necessary for your comfort level with D-shift.
Right.
What do you do?
That's true. That's true. Although Owl is just so good. Owl does the job times 10, basically.
Yeah, I'm really sad that Levi got cut from the deck. Like, I mean, obviously it's the correct choice for how the deck's moved, but man, I miss Levi.
I honestly don't miss Levi at all. I mean, he's an okay card, but I kind of hated that Rune decks just had to play Levi, you know? It feels...
That's fair. That's fair.
Kind of.
Yeah, you're right. I actually like that Rune. I will agree with you there. Doesn't have to play Levi anymore, whereas before it was like necessary in every Rune deck.
Although now I kind of feel the same about Owl. Now we kind of have to play Owl because it's just so good.
Sure. I mean, Owl's crazy. Owl's crazy good. The fact that you can kaleidoscopic glow your own Owl and do it again on follow-up turns is... bleh, bleh.
And this is
Sorry.
kind of like why we don't play double Merlin Sorcery Cache, because if you notice, Marmotte's hand doesn't do anything. It doesn't have any cards.
Right. He can boost these Fire Embraces with Owl now, but again, a little slow.
But this just gives time for, I mean, if Payne had actually drawn ramp this game, like if he'd just finally gotten ramp cards, he'd be set with that Erd. He could Erd into the Ayala if he'd drawn one and just been fine, or just played
Right.
Sybil or something. So, but he's got to wait for Sybil now, so.
Is unfortunate. Is falling behind in the ramp, but I feel like he could just fill up the board here, and BestMarmotte doesn't really have a lot to do about this. I think he's forced to play Merlin to search for a D-shift or something at the moment, and that will clear one follower.
Another Sorcery Cache, doing what it does best, sitting in your hand.
Yeah, that's probably one of the most awkward spells to play in D-shift. Now, I've seen a lot of players opt for Concentration, even Petrification in the 3 slot, just toolbox cards, as opposed to necessarily relying on Sorcery Cache.
I also
like it
want to
used
mention that I'm 90% sure Marmotte mulliganed to Golem Assault, I think. Didn't he?
I think so. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I remember that
And
going
Golem
back.
Assault is one of the best cards you can possibly kind of have in these decks. So that was interesting. Goes for Owl, Conjure Golem. Instead of filling his hand up with Merlin, instead of finding cards to boost, has a beautifully symmetrical hand at the moment. Merlin 2
I
cards.
actually
Merlin.
agree with you on the Golem Assault card. Like, I think I brought this up last week. Golem Assault, I think, was one of those cards where I'm just like, why are you playing this card? But now, after this
it's
new
so
metagame
good.
has emerged, it's like the best card in the deck. I love the card.
It's so good. If you could just say, okay, so Golem Assault, right? If we look at it as a 4-play .33 with Ward that boosts my hand twice without having to evolve, that sounds busted. That's exactly what Golem Assault is. And sometimes I can pay more mana to make it even better. That's amazing.
Yeah, you can, like, on 9 play points, you can literally just put up an entire board full of wards and then play Chimeras behind it and just be like, what's up? I'm not even playing D-Shift anymore. I'm playing Tempo Golems. How does it feel?
Golems, dude.
That's right.
Marmotte's
Golems are
drawing
rough.
another
Well,
owl for your
actually, I'm sorry. They're Guardians, right? Not
Yeah,
Golems.
right.
Yeah,
Conjure Guardians, yeah. Golems
That's right.
Golems are on the board right now. It's a 2/2.
That's right. Golem's always the cutest one, but we don't get to see him as much anymore.
Yeah, Golem's pretty adorable. 0 play point, Fiery Embrace still not working towards anything important. Double Fiery Embrace used already on his 5 play point turn. He's gonna have to Merlin next turn. Literally has to.
Yeah.
There's nothing else to do, I don't think.
Yeah, you can Merlin plus Owl next turn or Wind Blast, depending. And realistically, Payne doesn't really have a way to close out this game, so BestMarmotte's not in too much trouble just yet.
Payne is drawing useless Breath of Salamanders against D-Shift, so...
And useless PDKs, I might add.
Well, if they could do some chip damage, they wouldn't be that bad. They're not
Sure.
they're not chipping anything, so they're not useful.
But
Realistically,
this
Marmot
game
has
can
played he's only
change.
playing 2 Fiery Embraces too. He's already used both of them, so...
Yeah. And realistically, this game changes if Forte is ever drawn here, because Forte can be saved until 10 play points. I'm pretty sure Payne knows he's not in too much trouble at the moment. And just end the game.
Unless he was paying attention to how Sword Cache was used and noticed that Fiery Embrace was at 1 and not 0. And I don't think he knows. Although,
Gotta give him the benefit of the doubt, Envy. Come on.
Yeah, maybe he does. I'm gonna give him credit. I'm gonna give him some credit there.
There we go. I think Payne is one of those players that I've got to give credit to. I don't think he's shown anything but just top level play since he's been on the scene, so I'm on his
He's
side.
obviously paying attention to his opponent's hand, right? See a Fate's hand here. Wind Blast is gonna have to be used, however, to get rid of this. So
My time has come. All must come to an end.
Now it's just top deck wars. Can BestMarmotte put together a game plan before Payne can figure out a Forte draw here?
Blazing Breath, continuously getting useless cards here. Doesn't want to skip the turn, obviously. That would be terrible.
No, getting out a follower that can't be attacked is not the worst, especially after you've seen 2 Fiery Embraces and a Wind Blast.
Right. However, Marmotte still has not drawn an actual win condition. He's actually still not working on anything that does anything, so...
That's right. I kind of want to see another Merlin here. Has plenty of spells to play behind it.
Swordcash leading actually finds D-Shift. Very interesting. Can now go Insight, Wind Blast, Pass. It's probably his better turn. Oh, he had a 0 play point Fate's Hand. Okay. Alright, cool. Okay. Alright. We're getting there. We're getting there. Insight, Wind Blast. You know, maybe Wind Blast, Evolve Owl.
Yeah. Couple good options
We're getting
here.
there.
I feel like Merlin first would have opened up the most options, but BestMarmotte drawing into the D shifts.
Right. He drew 2 of them, so naturally.
Like a Bouse. Like a BestMarmotte would, right? I mean, that's what they do.
Yeah. I imagine. I've never known a BestMarmotte IRL, so.
Has a
He
backup
plays the
owl, so just plays one out.
Ugh. Another Sybil, not very useful. Can't just be play this with the Blazing Breath though. Just pass. Realistically, Erd enables many lethals. Like if no ward is drawn, right? If no Golem Assault is drawn, then this Erd is just a ticking time bomb, basically.
Right. That's all it is. So he's got the D shift in his hand, but he's got nothing to use with it on Payne's side of the board. And BestMarmotte has some D shifts in hand. Finally has some ways to get there, but those D shifts still have a lot of play points on them. It's gonna be interesting. Maybe Owl Evo into Chimera here.
No, never. That owl is your win condition at the moment. That Chimera is the only damage you have on D shift.
That's fair.
It looks like he's gonna toss it though. He might Merlin again, actually. Oh, never mind. Okay, rip out Chimera.
All must come to an end.
Okay. And plays his other follower. Wow.
Blaze Breath of Salamander is actually good here for once. Interesting.
Yeah. This is one of those turns where you're playing against D-Shift. You realize your opponent only has 4 cards left in their hand. Even if 2 of them are D-Shifts, how are they going to beat you?
Right, exactly, yes. Well, on the converse, actually. You know this because they didn't evolve the owl, but if they had a giant Chimera big enough, they could just OTK you on 9.
That's fair. Giant Chimera can do it, yeah.
But you know because they didn't evolve that owl that they're not holding giant Chimera at all. Or that's not their plan on 9 at least.
Right, saving the Evo point too it's just really interesting to play out the owl that turn.
Right, that is his last owl too. He doesn't have any more, so the only thing he can evolve now is Merlin's.
Unbelievable.
I imagine he realized he has no more removal outside the evolve point itself, so he didn't want to.
Ooh.
It's a really late
that
Chimera.
feels saucy right there. Why?
I mean, to be honest, if Payne goes 2 more turns without drawing lethal here, then this is just over. Marmotte could just shift 3 turns in a row and win, so.
Is that gonna get the 20 damage fast enough?
It doesn't have to. If he can get 0 mana, if he can get 0 play points face hands, then. Oh
Okay.
yeah. Oh, he can do this. He can do this. If lethal's not drawn, he can do this. But Forte's right here anyway. It's not gonna matter.
It's been a while since we've seen Forte.
Ooh, there she is, right there. Dragon Oracle.
Oh,
okay. Staircase
well, next
will
turn at 100%, right? 100% Forte next turn.
Yeah.
All right, BestMarmotte, show us what you got.
He has to play everything with no enemy followers in play without decking himself. So.
This is rough. How many cards do we have left right now? 10?
10.
Ooh.
Oh, he drew a ward, actually. That's good. That's perfect. Golem Assault into the ward. He can do this.
I believe, BestMarmotte. I believe.
He can actually do this. I can't believe he can actually do this. D-shift. You amaze me every day. Oh my gosh.
All right, what can
So now
Pain
even if-
top deck here in totality? Let's see. Is there anything that can clear the 3/3 immediately? Oh yeah, Scythers.
Again.
Didn't get the Forte. Not 100% today.
Didn't even get PDK. PDK would have also been pretty good here too, because could have chipped
That's true.
through the 5. Oh,
Ooh.
speaking of.
The flames are like a
Oh my god, the play point nerf matters so much here.
Let's see. So Scyther comes down alongside Dragon Tamer. That would have been able to deal 3/4 damage to face. Not lethal this turn. No, wait. Wouldn't that have been lethal?
Care to touch?
No.
No. Yeah.
No,
One
yes.
off lethal. No. It was no. It wasn't because he would have been able to attack for 2 of his other play points, put him to 1. So yeah, my math was correct. 1 damage
No.
off.
He's at 3 right now. If he had a 3/3 Scyther on the board, it would have been lethal.
Oh, that's right, because the Scyther would have
You're
gotten
right.
pumped. That's right. It was lethal. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
so my
Dragon
math
Tamer
was
could
wrong.
put
Then
him
it was right. All right. Yeah.
No,
So
you were right.
Pain
the
just
first
missed
time
lethal.
triggers. Yeah, he missed
That's right.
lethal. You confused me by confusing yourself, but it doesn't matter.
That's
Marmotte
right.
can just shift 3 times in a row. The game is over. It doesn't matter.
So after all of it, Pain actually throwing away a lethal here.
Yeah, he just had he played the PDK, had 5 play points left, plays the Scyther, which pings the ward down to 1, Tamers the Scyther to have 3 and go space for 3. Yeah, that was.
Yep.
That's an Envy Bear lethal right there. Missing that one. Oh. boy.
All right, here we go. Here's the D-shift train. It's a starting.
Marmotte not sort cashing D-shift, even though he could afford to draw 6 more cards. He's fine, realistically. There's no way you miss this lethal. You attack for 9 anyway, so you can't miss this lethal at all.
Yep, Giant
Pain
Chimera
for the Scyther.
it can really just come down to finish as well.
Well, as an experienced D-shifter, this is probably the easiest lethal I've ever seen in my entire life. So.
Is BestMarmotte not seeing it? These magic missiles to the followers make me feel like he doesn't see it here.
It's impossible to miss, actually. You just shift 3 times. It's impossible to miss.
I don't know.
It's impossible. You can't miss this. It's not possible. You literally have 2 more shifts. Even if Giant Chimera does only 10. Like,
So is
it's still
BestMarmotte
lethal.
just memeing us by killing the follower here?
Yeah. He has to be, yeah.
Okay, I hope he is. I think maybe he's just like, well, this will deal more damage with Giant Chimera, and this will finish off the game. He did the math. Boom.
Yeah.
Perfect. BestMarmotte
It's just-
stealing that one away from Paid.
The only thing about that situation is if he had played out all his D shifts. Now I didn't look at his hand, but if there was any more draw, he had 2 cards left in his deck.
Yeah.
And if he had played it safe and tried to like, okay, I'm gonna take the maximum turns possible, he could have decked himself out.
It was a possibility, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I still want to